everyone, it's Amber from The Sensible Mama. It's 5 Ways Wednesday, and today I am showing you 5 different bags packed up as carry-on bags for travel. Earlier this week I went on Instagram and I asked you guys to tell me which bags you would be most interested in seeing packed as a carry-on bag. You guys voted and I tallied up all the votes and I picked out the top 5 highest scorers. Now there were tons of bags that you guys mentioned and unfortunately I could only take the top 5. And those top 5 were the Itzy Ritzy Boss bag, then the Itzy Ritzy Mini Boss, which surprised me but I'm excited about. Then the 12Little Companion, followed by the Jujube Be Right Back, and then the 12Little Carry Love Tote. So today I'm going to pack all 5 of those bags up, packed as carry-on travel bags so that you can see which one might be the very best for you. I will put timestamps down in the description box so that if you don't want to see particular bags, you can just jump around as you like. But I hope you'll watch the whole thing so that I feel like this wasn't a giant waste of my time. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the Itzy Ritzy Boss backpack was by far the most highly requested bag to be packed as a carry-on bag. I don't blame you guys. This is, as you know, my hands down most favorite travel bag for sure. I've already packed this up once as a carry-on for just me traveling by myself, but today I'm going to show you how to pack this up as a diaper bag. Here in the front I have a Jujube small set piece packed as a wallet. This pocket over here is perfect for my phone. I have an iPhone 8S Plus or whatever and it fits perfectly down in there, so that's where that stays while we are at the airport. Over here in this side insulated pocket I just have a couple of little pouches of food for my daughter. In the back long zip pocket I have a few books for my kids for entertainment during the flight and also while we are in the airport. Alright, over here on this side I have a Pura stainless bottle for my son with apple juice in it. I don't have anything in this front slip pocket right here, but that's because usually that's where I tuck boarding passes and things like that if I have them, so I like to keep that empty. I also have this top flap open, empty I mean, and that's just because usually what I do is as we're coming and going in and out of the airport I keep my keys over here, but whenever we get to our destination they pretty much stay right inside of here so that I know that they're there and I'm not panicking about where they might be when it's time to come home. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the main portion of the bag. Now one thing that I want to say is that I think you need to, when you're packing for a carry-on bag, you need to resist the impulse to put everything in pouches. So that's point number 1 that I have learned over the years. And I get a lot of weird emails from people who are like, you packed it this way now, but back, I remember in your old video when you said that you should always pack with pouches, and were you lying then or are you lying now? And it's very bizarre to me, but I am a human who evolves and like learns things and does things differently as I grow. So although I know that I've said in the past that, you know, it's great to pack with pouches when you travel in an airplane, my feeling now after traveling a bit more is that it's better to not do that. So I have some things in pouches and some things not. Excuse me. So I have some things in pouches and some things not, and I'll try to kind of explain why things are or aren't in pouches as I go. So sitting right on top I do have 2 swaddle blankets. Again, I'm packing for 2 kids, and just in case I end up next to one of those insufferable people who insist on it being freezing and having their air blowing right on my children, I have blankets for them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this all the way flat so that you can really see how it's packed up. So sitting right on the top I have a formula dispenser for my daughter. Up here in one of the top compartments I have a Komotomo bottle, and this is what I love about the Boss, is that it does have this upper structure up here so that you're not losing any space in your diaper bag, and the fact that one of these big Komotomo bottles fits in there is fantastic to me. Over here in these 2 side mesh pockets I just have a few things that I tend to be grabbing for, mostly for my daughter. I have some Tylenol for her because we're teething, and over here I have some nail clippers and just some pain relieving ointment. Just gonna remove that so that it sits up. Oh, what a difference that made. Wow. Let me talk about how I have the rest of this packed up, because I think, just to toot my own horn a little bit, I think this is pretty clever. The first thing that I have is over here in this bottle pocket, and this is a container of wet ones. This I got from Publix, and it's shaped kind of like where it's narrower at the bottom and thicker at the top, so it goes really well into pockets like this. And I don't know if you're like me, but I always get sick when I've been inside an airport, so now I've just been conditioned to wipe down every surface while I'm in there. So this fits really nicely right there, and it's nice to have it as a quick grab for while we're in the airport or on the plane. Now, The thing to think about when you're packing a carry-on is you need to think about what are the things you're going to be grabbing for the most and what are the things you are least likely to be grabbing for. The least likely things need to go in pouches on the bottom and the most likely things need to be not in pouches up toward the top. So that's why my Tylenol was up here because I'm going to need that quickly. Bottle and formula, of course, right up towards the top. The wipes right here was a great call because I could just pull those out really easily. Diapers. Don't let me from my old videos or anyone else in any other video fool you. You do not want your diapers in a pouch when you are on an airplane. You don't. It is such a pain to pull a Be Quick out and then try to get diapers out and try to get that. It's a mess. Don't do it. Use the wonderful internal structure in your bag. Now, I'm going to get back to this. But here's one thing that I've noticed about the Boss diaper bag is that these two pockets here, which are perfect for diapers, they go a little too deep. They go all the way down to the bottom of the bag, which means if you have a little one who's in anything smaller than a size 6 diaper that I have right here, they're going to sink really far down into the pocket where you can't see them and it's harder to get to them. So here's what I've done, and I'll show you this in a second as well. Down here I have a Jujube medium set piece packed with changes of clothes, and I have pushed that all the way to the back of the bag, and it has pinched off these two pockets. As you can see, they're kind of like, the diapers are kind of sitting on top of this now, and it's basically keeping my diapers up really high so that I can reach into my bag really easily and get to them without any fuss. Because I know that I very seldom need changes of clothes for my kids, I don't mind having this down in the bottom because I probably won't be grabbing for it, but it's good to have. So over here I have tons of size 3 diapers for my daughter, and I have a like about a half full pack of wipes. Don't be all cutesy and pack your wipes pouch, whether it's a wipe pouch or an Orchid Hearts pouch. Don't. You want like a bunch of wipes and you're gonna regret using a wipes pouch. I'm sorry, I love the wipes pouches, but you really just want like a big container of wipes when you're at the airport because the last thing you want is to run out. Now, my son is potty trained mostly, but these are some size 6 diapers just to show you that those do fit in there. Now, as I mentioned, I did have a medium Be Organized piece from Jujube, and this has changes of clothes for both of my kids, and again, that was just sitting down in the very bottom. That actually provides some really nice structure to the bottom of the bag and makes it stand really nicely, which is great. And then the other thing that I have is an enormous Jujube Be Organized piece packed with toys and entertainment needs and things like that for both of my kids. And you guys, this mesh compartment right here is everything in the Boss bag because I can actually put this right here, lift this mesh up, and it just holds it in there perfectly. And as you can see, I've had this flap down this whole time and nothing is falling out, which is amazing. In these two zip pockets here on the front, which are going to be tough for me to get a good angle, but in one of them I just have some dry snacks for my toddler. And then down here in this very bottom zipper, which you guys, this one is hard to get to when the bag is totally packed, so put something down here that you aren't going to be grabbing for a lot. So I have feminine needs in there because I just never really know when that's going to be happening. So that's all down in there. So that is the Itzy Ritzy Boss. Let's go ahead and jump into the Itzy Ritzy Mini Boss so you can see how Itzy Ritzy's biggest bag and smallest bag compare. Okay, so this is the Itzy Ritzy Mini Boss, and I gotta say, I was really surprised that you guys wanted to see this one packed as a carry-on. The good thing about it is that it's very lightweight, so if you are traveling light, it's a short flight, you don't need a whole lot of stuff. I think this would make a really great bag, but I'm not gonna lie, I did have kind of a hard time getting everything that I think I would need for 2 kids as a carry-on bag, but instead of just talking about it, why don't I show you? Once again, I have over here the new Itzy Ritzy Passy Pod attached over here with passies for my kid, and just like before, I have my keys clipped right there as well. Over here, I have a Pura bottle for my daughter. I will say that these Pura bottles do fit in here, but they fit a lot better if you take this silicone sleeve off, which I didn't do for the video. But I would recommend, like, if you're going to be using this bag and you're using Pura bottles, take the silicone sleeve off because they just go in and out so well without this on here, and this makes it kind of difficult. In the back zip pocket, I have the change pad. You guys, this is my favorite change pad from any diaper bag ever. It is so paper thin but still really soft and durable, and so it just doesn't take much room at all out of your bag, which I think is fabulous. Of all the reviews that I've seen of the Itzy Ritzy Mini, I think the biggest complaint is this front pocket, and I really don't blame you. Can we censor this, Amber? There we go. Not a lot fits in here. Just, that's a fact. I've seen some pretty clever packing videos where people fit a lot. Perpetual Mommy has one of those, but for me, I have a hard time packing it. So all I have in here is just, again, that small set piece packed as a wallet. And this time, instead of having that giant thing of wet wipes, I just have some hand sanitizer. That's all the external structure, so we'll move on to the inside of the bag. This is packed really full, but it actually packed up really nicely. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. But we did really have to stuff things, you guys. It's really stuffed. So I'll open it up all the way in a minute, but things are going to fall out if I do that. So right now, sitting right on top, of course, I have formula for my daughter, as well as sitting right on the top, just a small Be Organized piece by Jujubee packed with medical needs. And both of those things were just tucked right up here in the top. Okay, so now I can unzip this all the way. Just like the Itsy Ritzy Boss bag, this does zip all the way down, which is fabulous, and everything stays really nicely in there. It's fantastic. So again, as I mentioned, please just take a full pack of wipes. Don't take a wipes pouch. It does fit in there, so just take the whole pack. Next to that, I have this is a piece by Crafty She Designs. Becky is a friend of mine, and she opened her Etsy shop recently, and she makes these fabulous window pouches. They come in a set of 3. This one, I think, is the medium size, but I've just got some medical needs in here. I do have some wet ones, some butt paste, Band-Aids, things like that. Next to that, I have a Jujubee medium set piece packed with eating needs for my toddler. I have some little snacks in there, like again, those fruit snacks and some raisins. I have a slip-resistant placemat for eating while we're at the airport. Bee needs for both of my kids, utensils, just anything for eating while we're on the go. I'll always say that aside from your diapers, the most important thing you can have in your diaper bag when you're traveling is entertainment. So this is the Carry Kit Bodhi clutch, and I love using it with this bag because they just look so pretty together. And I've just got this packed with lots of little toys and trinkets for both of my kids for while they're on the plane. Now you guys, I didn't really pack either of these two slip pockets on the inside. One, they're not insulated, so they're not great for bottles and things like that. And I just kind of found that it was easier to not use these pockets and just use pouches. If you're not a pouch packer, I think most of the things that I put in my Jujubee medium set piece, as well as my Be Organized piece, would have fit in these two, but I just chose not to do that. Back here I have size 3 diapers and size 6 diapers, again for each of my kiddos, and if you remember, I had the wipes just sitting right here. This bag, my favorite thing about it actually is the front mesh pocket here, because as tiny as this bag is, you can fit a lot in there. So I actually have changes of clothes for both of my kids, which means all this stuff is right out of the way. It's not like I never have to worry about the clothes being in my way while I'm getting in and out of the bag. So overall, if you're taking a short trip and you're not an overpacker, like you just take the bare essentials with you on the plane, this bag could really work, I think. You just have to be kind of creative depending on whether you pack with pouches or without. Alright, this is the TWELVElittle Companion. I recently did a video showing you that I think this is the very best diaper bag for potty training, so I'll link that up here if you want to check that out. But today, obviously, I'm showing you how to pack this up as a travel bag. You guys, forgive my dog. I don't know what's up with her today. If I'm being honest, this is probably the only one that I think could come close to the Itsy Ritzy Boss when it comes to my preferences for packing a diaper bag as a carry-on. So let me go ahead and show you how it's all packed up. This is slightly smaller than the Boss, so there are several things that I was not able to fit in here, but overall, I'm really happy with how it's packed. You do have these 2 slip pockets right here in the front, which I haven't used for anything just because the bag is packed really full. So there's not much that's going to fit in there, but like a pill case or something small like that would probably fit right in there. Although the mommy pocket is usually quite spacious on this bag, because I have filled up the main compartment so much, I have run out of a lot of my room in here, so there's not much in this front pocket. One of the things that I do have is an Itsy Ritzy snack and everything bag, and this is where I have treats for my kids. I just have some food pouches and snacks that they like for bribery while we are on the airplane or in the airport. I also have, once again, that small set piece by Jujubee packed as a wallet. And I also have my disposable diaper baggy things. This is what they're scented and you put dirty or wet diapers in them before you put them in the trash can. It's just a polite thing to have with you, which I should have shown in the other bags, but I did not. So I actually have that attached to the key leash right there. And that was everything that was in that front pocket. The bottle pockets on the Companion are really nice. They're very big and stretchy, which means I can actually get both of the Pura bottles for my kids in and out really easily without much fuss, even with that silicone sleeve on them, which I really appreciate. Here on the front of the bag, I have this empty at the moment, but this is where I would be keeping my cell phone. Again, I have an iPhone 8X Plus words. So I would have that in there, as well as probably our boarding passes folded up really small so I could get to them quickly. Now the only other bit of external structure on this bag is here on the bottom, and this is where I have decided to put the changes of clothes for my kids. You could definitely put these in a wet bag if you wanted to, but I just have them tossed in there because it's easy. And to be honest, like I said, I just don't find myself having to change my kids that often. They don't have a lot of leaks. So having them back there where they're just totally out of sight, out of mind until you need them is pretty fabulous in my book. Let's get on to the inside of the bag, which, as I said before, is packed super duper, like really full. Sitting right on top is that Jujube medium set piece, which I showed you a minute ago, that has eating needs in it. I won't open it up again because you already know what's in there. I gotta say, the bag is packed really nicely and really well organized. I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. Here, there are two front slip pockets. One of them contains that Wet Ones container that I showed you earlier. Sitting right on top, I have a formula container. Then in this front slip pocket next to where I had the wet wipes, I have a full pack of 7th generation wipes, and those were both in the two front pockets on the bag, which I'll show you in a second. Down in the main compartment, I was able to fit 2 blankets, one for each of my kids, which was really nice. It is good to have one for each kiddo. And then the only other thing in that main compartment was, again, this carry kit Bodhi clutch that has toys for my children. And then of course here in the back 2 slip pockets I have diapers for both of my kids. I love this zipper pocket here on the front of the 12-Little Companion. And in here I just have a catch-all for a lot of things. I have Tylenol for my daughter, feminine needs for me, some ibuprofen, more feminine needs, more kind of like first aid stuff, and it was all sitting down in that main zip pocket right there, which is a really nice grab and go slot. So here is just a shot inside of the bag so you can kind of see where all those pockets were. Sorry, the lighting is terrible, but it is what it is. Alright, this is the Jujube Be Right Back. If you guys have been around my channel for a while, you know that this used to be kind of the only bag that I used. It was my favorite for a long time. I don't use it as much, but I do still really like the design of this bag, and I think that it does work great for a carry-on bag, especially if you're a baby-wearing mom, and I'll show you why in a minute. Now, you just can't compete with the Jujube Mommy Pockets. I think that's kind of a given. I didn't put anything here in this front slip pocket because this would be where I would be keeping our boarding passes. Here in the Mommy Pocket, I just have a lot of quick grab things that in the other diaper bags I kind of had stuffed in pouches, but they go really well here in this front Mommy Pocket. So right here is where I had Tylenol. And in the sunglass pocket, I have ibuprofen for myself and some nail clippers down here as well. And then I just had feminine needs shoved down in the bottom. Over here, I have a Como Tomo bottle for my daughter. And I have a Pura bottle over here for my toddler. This front zipper pocket here is a tech pocket, so this is where I would be sticking my phone when I didn't have it in my pocket. And then, guys, this back zipper pocket here is not usually what I would use this for, but it actually worked out kind of great for the way I have this packed up. Like I've mentioned, I don't usually need changes of clothes for my kids, so I like to have them out of the way, and this pocket back here actually ended up being a great place to just stuff changes of clothes so that I had them if I needed them. Okay, so here's one thing this is why I don't carry the Be Right Back as much anymore, is that it does open all the way, which is really nice, but if you don't have it packed super smartly, things will fall out of it. So I have packed this smartly. Take my advice, don't overpack this and then open it up because everything will fall out. But thankfully the way I have it packed right now is a way that keeps it from all dumping out of the bag. Now what I wanted to show you is that unlike the Itsy Ritzy Boss, which does have internal structure in the upper compartments of the bag so you can utilize this upper space, the Be Right Back does not. So if you want to turn that into a positive, a great way to use this space up here is actually to put a ring sling or a small baby carrier, like one of the smaller Lilla babies. It will fit right here on the top, and when the bag is zipped up, you can just toss it in and out, which is really, really nice, and I think that's a big benefit of the Be Right Back. So up here in the two elastic components here, I just have a Pampers wipes case. Underneath that, stacked kind of horizontally, is where I have other things that I might be grabbing for. So here is that Itsy Ritzy sandwich bag, which again has snacks for my toddler. Next to that, I have 3 little books. Beside that, I have the Jujube medium Be Organized piece pack with toys. And then down in the bottom, I have like pajamas and things like that for my kiddos. I did have like quick changes of clothes back here, but if you are going to be on a really long flight and say you're going to want to put the kids in pajamas or something later on in the flight, or when you get to the airport or whatever, if you have a long drive afterward, this is actually a great place to put that as well. Now here's one of the main reasons why I stopped carrying the Be Right Back as much, is that you kind of need to pack with pouches for your diapers in this bag, because this is not ideal here. Like, I have the diapers back here, but as you can see, when you have wipes up here, it does get harder to get to your diapers when they're in the mesh. So it's overall kind of easier to put the diapers in a pouch, which is something that I don't love. So here I do have my diapers in this back mesh, which is really the only internal organization to the bag. It's not ideal, but it works. And if you're the kind of person who prefers to pack with pouches, a Be Quick would be a nice option for your diapers instead. Now the last thing that I have in this bag is in the really generous, wonderful mesh here on the front, and here, as you can see, I was able to get 2 blankets in there, 1 for each of my kiddos. So I gotta say, after doing this little exercise, I really do like the way it packed up. I might be exploring the Be Right Back again for air travel, because it did pack up really nicely. It's just probably not my favorite. Alright, the last bag that you guys voted on for packing up in this 5 Ways Wednesday is the 12Little Carry Love Tote. The one complaint that I have about this bag is for sure the mommy pocket. There's just not much here. So if there's things that you need to get to really quickly and easily, you don't have a lot of space to work with. So basically what I have in here is my hand sanitizer, which I showed you before, and my Jujube small set piece packed as a wallet, because ain't no other wallet gonna fit in there. There's just no way. I do have 2 bottles in here. My favorite, hands down, thing of the Carry Love Tote is the bottle pockets. These things are enormous. I can actually fit 2 Pura bottles in here. So if you have a lot of kiddos who need drinks, or if you want a swell bottle for yourself, you can actually get more of those in there, which is fantastic. But since I only have 2 kids, I just have 1 Pura bottle on either side. I guess what I could have done is put both in one side. Sorry, this is like wet somehow, so I'm having a hard time getting it out. So I could have put a bottle for myself on the other side, but I chose not to do that this time. Now, if you've never seen the 12Little Tote before, you have really nice, comfortable tote handles, which is nice. You also have a messenger strap, so this can go cross-body. You can kind of sling it around on your back if you want to and be a little bit more hands-free, but it does not have a backpack option. Now, I was able to fit just about everything that I fit in the other big bags in here, and one thing that I love about this style bag is you can really easily look right down inside and see everything that's in there, which is fantastic. So I do have 2 blankets in here, 1 for each kid. Sitting right underneath that, I have that Itsy Ritzy snack bag with snacks for my toddler. And now look at how nicely organized that is. Stuff in there is black, so it's kind of hard to see, but everything is in its place, everything is organized. It's really, really fantastic. So there are 4 pockets around the outside of the bag. I've used 2 of those for diapers, so I have size 6 and size 3, and those were right here on the back of the bag. Then in the 2 front slip pockets, in one of those I have my wipes, and in the other one I have a medium set piece, which again, I've showed you guys. This is really more to just show you how different things pack up in each of these bags. So this has got eating essentials in it. And that was really everything in the pockets of the bag. All the rest of the things are down in the bottom. I should mention, if you don't carry blankets for your kiddos, then another great way to use the space in the top of the bag would definitely be for a ring sling or an ambuhimo or a full buckle carrier. Those would fit great in here. Sitting down in the bottom, I have those wet wipes I showed you earlier. I have a Jujube medium, or I've been saying medium. Is this the large piece? Maybe this is the large piece. But that has changes of clothes in it. And then I have my Carry Kit Bodhi clutch packed with toys for my kids. And all of that was just so neatly organized down on the inside of this bag. The only other bit of structure on the inside is this front zip pocket. And again, this is what I was using as a catch-all for feminine needs and kind of first aid kit needs for both of my kids as well. All right, so that was 5 ways to pack 5 various diaper bags for travel as a carry-on bag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I've really been enjoying doing my Instagram polls and getting your opinion on things so that I know that I'm really dialing it in. So if you're not already following me on Instagram, you can click the link down in the description box to follow me, or just follow at The Sensible Mama. That's where I do all of my polling and things to get ideas, not only about my YouTube channel, but also about what I'm doing at thesensiblemama.com. So make sure you're following me there to stay up to speed on everything that we're doing. Love you, mean it, always, mwah, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.